loves, and welcome to another episode of Nene's Notions. My name is Nina, and welcome back into my show where we laugh, talk, grow, and also get to chill with your girl Nene. Without further ado, let's get into our notion for today. All right, y'all. So our notion for today is move out and move on. Subtopic: move on to have a peace of mind. Y'all, this notion came to me honestly throughout this week, and basically a decision that I've been trying to make for the sake of my peace of mind. And basically this is just on the variable of me, just for me, and I want to give this encouragement out to you all, of getting out of a negative space, so you can have your sense of peace of mind and you can keep your dignity and you can keep being the person that God made you to be. Because a lot of people, and also with myself, put up, with certain spaces for as long as you can. And when you see that it's really suppressing yourself, or it's just suppressing your peace of mind, or you really don't want to even get up and go into a place where sometimes you have to be in, you have the form of saying, oh yeah, hey, I have to be in this space, or I have to be in this spot, or I have to be where I need to be for the time being, so life can continue to move on, so I can keep a continuous cycle, within my life, and things continue to prosper and things continue to grow, so I'm not lacking in anything. But still, in the same sense, the question that I even was asking myself, and even, I was looking up to God, I was like, God, but is this even worth it for me to stay in this spot? And even though it may be, providing me, a gain within any life, any, part of life that I need it to be. But I'm just like, God, is it worth it? Is it worth my peace of mind? Is this worth me losing myself? Is this worth me stressing myself out? Is this worth me getting all worked up over something that I can control? I can control my peace of mind. I can control what situations I put myself into. I control what environments I put myself into. I can control how I navigate things throughout my life, and what I allow and what I don't allow. So a little short story time for me, if not going too deep into detail about, what I'm going through and why this topic came to me and why God, blessed me with, this topic that came up to me. So right now I'm in, I don't think I spoke on this before, but I said currently where my job that I'm at now, not going to get too deep in detail. I don't really, now where I'm at, my job where I'm at now, I just don't like being there. And it's not because of my coworkers and the people, because y'all, I love all my coworkers to the moon and back. I'm not gonna, sit up here and say, oh yeah, this whole job as a whole is getting on my nerves and I don't know why I'm putting up with this. Yeah, no, it's my coworkers and one manager that I'm chill with, that I really love. I love each and every one of them. We all have a great dynamic when we work together, but it's just a certain form of management. It's just that certain form of management that comes in and just brings a dark light, or, this sense of, this overall into basically the entire place. And I'm just like, what? We are just so happy when he comes in, when when he's not there. But next thing you know, here we go. Oh yeah, we're all just down because of the treatment and everything that we go through, within the job, keeping more on us than we can bear. It's just a lot within that space right now. And I was, speaking to a friend about it, and I was just like, well, I just don't want to be in this place anymore. I just really don't want to be in this space anymore, because I feel like I'm losing my sense of peace. I'm getting stressed out over what? And even my aunt was like, Nina, why do you let him stress you out? Why do you, continuously talk about it? And I'm just a person to where I'm just like, okay, when this is my breaking point at this point. I'm trying to hold on for as long as I can, and I'm not bashing, the company, because the company is amazing. But, I've just, come to the point in the conclusion of just being like, is this worth it? I can't continuously be in this spot and in this place, of just dealing with this and putting up with this, and a person that speaks to me out of pocket. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much I'm getting paid. And this is what I told my aunt last night. I said, it doesn't matter how much I'm getting paid or how much of a pay increase I get, or, if I get promoted or anything like that, or any form of position, still, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where it affects my peace, my state of mind, and my dignity. So I'm just like, yeah, it's time for me to exit, because, and I feel like everyone just gets to that breaking point of them, just putting up with enough is enough. And it's not only within a job setting, it's within a relationship. It can be within a friendship. It can be within any other variable of where you giving your all, or you see, all these different bad things that you're getting yourself involved into, or you're surrounded around people that don't care for your well-being, or you're surrounded around an environment that that isn't you, or you keep putting up with people being disrespectful to you, people talking to you out of pocket, people just basically not appreciating you or validating you as a person, and then automatically you sacrificing yourself and your peace of mind just to keep yourself in this certain type of environment. But I'm here to encourage you today, and this is the encouragement that I gave myself. This is what I prayed and I asked God to give me strength on to move, because for me, it doesn't matter, like I said before, what part it has some form of gain in my life. At the end of the day, it's not worth it to cause my peace of mind. It's not worth it. My peace of mind and my sense of dignity, and just keeping myself, being the person that God made me to be. And to all of you, be the person that God made you to be, and not be in that certain setting anymore. You can't control it. You can say, hey, it's time for me to move out and move on. It's time for me to not keep putting myself in a situation where I'm just gonna lose myself, or decline myself, or decrease who I am and the person that God made me to be, just to be in this environment that honestly, yeah, it can give you gain within your life, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, anything like that. And if it does, hey, that's you. If you want to still stay, in that spot, and that's good, all fine and dandy. But I don't encourage anybody to stay in a spot where it suppresses themselves, or their conscience is telling them like, you gotta go. You need to move out and move on. And also, based on our theme song by Jonathan Brunos today, moving on. Moving on, keeping the past in the rear view and pushing forward in the future that God has for you. Because every spot where you are going to be in, whether, positive, negative, if you like it or not, any negative spot that you're going to be in, God can overcome you from that and take you out of that space that is really and genuinely taking hold of you. Because I would say this, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Comment in the comments, section, how you feel. And this is a question that I want to pose. When do you think that enough is enough? How do you look at the signs or pick up the signals to know when enough is enough, and see that you're losing yourself to get out of that situation that you're in? And because there's some people that really don't know the answer to the question. For me, what I've looked at and what I've examined and how I've navigated throughout life today is that, honestly, I'm a person that just sits back and watches. At the end of the day, I trust God throughout all of it. I said, God, I'm doing this to the glory of you. It's temporary, not permanent. but I just sit back, relax, look, learn, and listen, to what is surrounding me and everything like that. And then once I get a synopsis of that one thing, I just be like, okay, now I know, now we got the gist, and now I know what's up with this and how can I navigate this. And me, if I'm in that type of setting, whatever variable within it is in my life, still in the same sense, I still I'm a person that stays cordial with it until I've been pushed to that limit. What I mean by cordial is that me just being willing to keep it neutral for the sake of the setting, because you don't know whether you're in a professional setting, or if you're with your friends, whatever it may be, just keeping it cool, just for the sake of, I would say, either the setting or with the type of people that you're surrounded to. And just thinking on people, even there's certain type of people that will want to take you to that point. And honestly, that's what happened is happening to me, or what happened to me. There are certain type of people that could take you to that point of losing your peace of mind. And also I do say, don't let a person let you lose your peace of mind, because people can let other people get into their heads or steer them down the wrong path or put themselves in a situation. Even at the end of the day, like I said, you can control what situations that you're in, but certain people can also, whatever climate that you're in, can also affect your peace of mind as well. And it's on you to say, hey, I'm done with this. I'm not going to sacrifice myself, my well-being, my mentality, my mental, just to please others, or for somebody to just look at me and say, this isn't you, so what's going on? No, I'm not about to suppress myself. I'm not about to put myself in this situation. I already know, I haven't noticed what I've gotten myself into at first, but now here's what I'm about to do. I'm about to move. I'm about to move to get away from this, because whatever setting that you're in, people can see a change in you. I will say, there are many people, and also sometimes, some of my friends that have told me, even if I catch up with a friend and I'd be like, well, hey, what's going on with, with you and so and so, and then they'd just be like, well, yeah, that she or he not, at that place anymore, because, it was affecting them mentally, because of, they've had so much, weight on their back, and it's more that they can bear, and they're not getting recognition for it, or it just weighed on their mind too much, where they've been giving their all into something, and either someone or something isn't giving that back to them, or isn't replenishing them, or having a sense of gain than they thought that it would. And for me, it is sad, that they're going through that, and they're going through something mentally within their heads, but also it's a sense of, still, you be proud of that person, because you don't want anybody to put themselves in a situation where they can affect their mental health, their peace of mind, their state of mind. If you shouldn't let certain situations or people control your sense of mind or your sense of peace, because at the end of the day, that climate or those people, sometimes there are people that could care less. Keeping it real, there are sometimes the people that can care less about your state of mind, and only see how, it can, they'll be okay, all good in the neighborhood, while you're still, suffering mentally, and your peace of mind is affected. And honestly, that is a sad thing. That is sad to say, but that's how some things or some people are in society today, because it's just like, there are some people that just don't care about your state of mind. or your peace of mind at that. They only care about how it can only be flexible for them, and they can only think about how it can be replenishing for them. What they can learn from, what they can get from the whole situation, what they can get out of you. And basically they're only thinking about what they can get out of you, in a sense. And back to me with the story time. Well, I kind of drifted off for a little bit, but back to me. When it comes to, just speaking on my job, when it comes to the management, was a consistent thing, throughout the time that certain manager got there. And the manager has only been thinking about, not the well-being of everyone else, could care less, but only cares about the well-being of them, or how they can be replenished from it. Because when it comes down to, like, even with the job, man, they could care less about. There are some managers, I will say, I won't put all managers in the same category, but at the end of the day, there are some managers that think on business. They don't really think on, oh yeah, how can I make this a positive environment for the rest of my employees, for customers, for guests, or whatever how you address people who are coming within that business. But they could give a crap, because all they really care about, some managers really care about, is the profit, and also how to to keep the process going. So if you leave, or that person leaves, or somebody else's leave, or it's like a trickle effect of somebody leaving, guess what? They gonna just easily replace you. Keeping it real, they're just gonna just, when you're gone, guess who they're bringing? The next person just to replace you. And honestly, like I said, that's why there's sometimes when you can't let certain people or certain environments risk your state of mind or your sense of peace. Because at the end of the day, there's some people that don't give a crap if you are being affected. They only care about them and what they are getting out of it, but they don't care about the people that they bring down with it. Keeping it real and keeping it honest, that is genuinely real. They only care about themselves, and that's sad, and that's why I say it's a more of, you don't want to affect other people that have been genuine and loving and caring to you by you not willing to be in that setting anymore. But also, and you don't want to be that person where I know, like, there's some people that don't want to be that person of where, if I'm not here anymore, how is this affecting many people, around me? How is that affecting, if I don't contribute anymore, or if I leave this spot, there are other people that can get affected. And I'm not, and I'm that person too sometimes. I'm just like, sometimes I stay in some places where I just honestly think on other people, and how my absence or me leaving that spot would affect everybody else, because I'm loving and caring like that. That's the person that God made me to be. But I had to realize that I can't keep on putting myself or going down that wrong road into negativity, and staying in a negative space or staying in a negative spot, because I have to think on myself and my mental health and my well-being, and what atmospheres and climaxes and places affect me. So sometimes you get hold back because there's an asset that you can bring to the table that you can honestly help be effective towards others, and you, and the way that you are, can help others. But also, you got to move out and move on for your peace of mind, lovelies. And that's what I had to learn. Even though, yes, you may, and I'm that person too, of where, yes, you may think about how others may be affected, or you're going to miss those people within that certain setting or that certain climate, but everyone has to understand that if your peace of mind is affected, if you get mentally drained from a place, and it's not, and if you can't just like you can't stand waking up in the morning and going to this place where you just want to be like, man, I don't even want to be in here anymore. If you're at that last straw, if those people are really genuine, whatever the other people that are in that setting, they are genuine to you, they will understand that you have to leave a certain area or a certain setting that could affect your peace of mind. And that's what I had to learn, or what I'm learning, is that you have to move out and move on. Because, or maybe that's God trying to tell you, if you're going through all these things, that's God trying to tell you it's time for you to go. Like, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to get your stuff, move out and move on. Because God has great plans for all of us. One door closes, God opens another one that is filled with peace, filled with your state of mind. Yes, you're going to still go through ups and downs, hardships, bumps and bruises, but it's all on how. But God is going to supply you, keep you whole, keep you grounded, comfort you, give you a sense of healing and a sense of peace in the new journey that you're going on. You can't just be so closed-minded in one setting, and you're not being willing to keep that open mind and keeping an open mind can take you on this journey of a sense of peace of mind. And y'all, that's what I learned. And that's what I'm encouraging you all today, is that move out and move on. It isn't worth it. You can control it, and don't let a certain atmosphere or certain place, certain people affect your state of mind. Go out and continue to let your light shine and be the person that God made you to be, in a place where you can be more effective, where you can grow, where you can heal, where God can give you comfort and peace within any situation. Love Plug, just go out and get it. And yeah, that's my encouragement for you guys today. Move out and move on. Because God wouldn't place you in that situation. God places us all in situations, I would say, that helps you learn from that. But once God is telling you, hey, this door is about to shut, take that. Or this door needs to shut, take that. So, like I said, move out and move on. Yep. So that's my notion for today. All right, you guys. So now it's on to top 3 with your girl, Nene. Y'all know I'm a theater kid. I gotta keep y'all up to date on what is trending today. So without further ado, let's get into my first pick. All right. So we have, unfortunately there was there's another actor within the industry that has unfortunately passed away. Denny Coleman. He is an actor who specialized in, I don't want to say this wrong, who specialized in his roles in 9 to 5 and Tootie. He's played many other characters throughout the years. He recently passed away 3 days ago at the age of 92. I pray that God, gives his family peace and, gives them comfort in this time of their grieving. And, we're all losing, another person within this industry who has made a great staple and who has left a lasting legacy within this industry. So I pray that God, gives his family healing and, we honor his life, through the staple that he's made throughout this industry. And my second pick is, y'all, this was interesting to me. And it's talking about Buffalo Wild Wings. And then this one just said, thank women for your favorite sports bar bite. And I was like, let me look on that a little bit longer. So what it is saying is that Buffalo Wild Wings are a sports bar staple. Here's what to know about the women behind, the dish and the ones they're pushing forward today. So I was like, all right. So I was like, okay. I was like, all right, women in the sequel. Let's see what's going on. So basically, it's talking about, that there are many women within Buffalo, New York, that made different, entrees and made different, to get Buffalo Wild Wings to that staple, where they are today. And basically, you already know that Buffalo Wild Wings, that's one of one of the sports spots where everybody go, for like the Super Bowl. Me and my mom, like even one year for the Super Bowl, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and yeah, we had a great time. So that's one of the staples. But they're saying that there was some women that made it even more beneficial, or I would say they even more like stacked up more menu items to make it even more authentic and say, hey, I'm not mad at that. I love me some Buffalo Wild Wings. So hey, love that. Love that. Cop that. All right, cool. All right, so my last pick of the day is, I know everyone knows and loves, Keenan and Cal Mitchell. Y'all love them. Keenan and Cal, they've been in this industry, bruh, since they were like in their teens. Yeah, y'all know. But Cal Mitchell is now recalling some derogatory comments from, the writer on Nickelodeon show, Keenan and Cal, because y'all know, they did after all that, Keenan and Cal, they broke into their own thing. They broke into their own show, Keenan and Cal, and Good Burger at the time. So Cal is saying, how he's recalling and looking back on some comments that some of the writers from the show had made, and Cal's just thinking back on that, because I know all y'all heard about a lot of Nickelodeon stars coming to the forefront, and there was some inner things that was going on within Nickelodeon, and some darker things that was going on in Nickelodeon that was going on back in the day. And basically, basically, oh my bad, I was reading something. But yeah, basically you know that's the whole thing that's was going on within that time. And Cal was just looking back on like some effective comments that honestly kind of affected him in a sense, and he was saying he remembers a point to where one of the execs started, and the head writer started to change a little bit, started to not only change the show but also change within themselves. The writing of the show started to change, and Cal didn't like the direction that it was going in. And he was just saying okay, and see what was going on. But a lot of the exec producers back in the day, they butted heads, a lot of the times. There was a lot of things that they written within the show that was really derogatory, and it really didn't sit well with him a lot of the time. So looking back on that, he was just like, yeah, this really didn't sit right with me. Cal wasn't going to name any of the exec producers or the writers, because I think you're not going to expose them. But he was just basically expressing him at a young age. He basically said at the moment he felt disrespected about what was going on within the show, what was going on between the producers and the exec producers. He felt a really deep disrespect that was going on around that time. And it was hard for him as a young actor. He noticed that in his youth. So yeah, and honestly, I pray that God continues to bless Cal, because God has blessed Keenan and Cal since the beginning on their way up. But I'm so glad that they've overcome that, they've learned from that, how to navigate throughout the industry, and also to overcome that as a whole. Because they've grown into still amazing actors, getting amazing opportunities. And I pray that God blesses Cal, and also he doesn't silence his voice, that now that a lot of people within the industry, within Nickelodeon, are coming to the forefront, because y'all already know Jeanette McCurdy was the first one. So but now that a lot of they've all grown in their adulthood, and they've grown within this industry, or they're growing within themselves, or they've overcome certain things that God has blessed them to be overcomers from, overcoming everything. It's just like, hey, it's just like, you can't be mad at that. And I hope they don't silence their voices just because now Nickelodeon getting outed so on some stuff. So yeah, so that is all for top 3 with your girl Nene, and also that is all for my show. Thank you so much for listening, and I would like to give a huge shout out to the humanities department and Bobby. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and empowerment with everyone. Make sure you guys follow me on all my social medias, with my personal Instagram being at Nene the Leap Year Baby. My Facebook, y'all can just look up my name, NENASMITH, and my podcast Instagram at Nene's Notions podcast. And I will see you next time for another devotion. Make sure you guys stay tuned for Nene's Notions. Bye.